Alright, what's going on guys? It's Kojimo here back with another video. Today I'm going to teach you something that I think a lot of lower tier players and mid-tier level players do not really understand when it comes to Counter-Strike 2. We're going to talk about synergizing our utility and making sure that we are connecting the pieces that we're throwing out there onto the board, right? And what I mean by this is going to be using two different pieces of utility in harmony with one another to unlock the full potential of everything we're using. So hit that subscribe button, get yourself a snack, and let's get ready to learn and improve in Counter-Strike 2 because I want to see you rank up and grow. So the easiest way to do this, guys, is to understand that all of our utility is interconnected in some way. A lot of times at the lowest level, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be throwing a nade, right? Or, you know, maybe we're throwing a smoke, right? And, you know, I'm purposely making it look bad, but we don't understand that these are actually things that we should be utilizing together. We should be utilizing our smoke and nade together, our molly and nade. All these different things are going to help us get the most impact possible. So here on Inferno, it's a really easy way to look at it, because, you know, say we're finding success, right? Say we're taking down Banana, we take all of this control, they're not contesting it, they're giving. A lot of times the T's are going to be really obvious with where they are. They're going to be sitting down here spamming, doing all these things. Same thing, guys, if we smoke mid, a lot of times the T's are going to sit in bottom mid and do the same thing. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing that the T's are doing this. I do it too, but we need to understand that there is an easy way to punish this, right? So we have Banana smoked off. They're giving us this information, right? The first thing is, like, they're being obvious. Synergize when they stop spamming so we don't get our head ripped off. Synergize an HE. Synergize these things that are going to destroy them. That's an easy 50 damage right there from the two pieces of utility that we use together. Now, I'm going to get really in-depth with this in the rest of the video, but first, I do have to give you a message about Counter-Strike 2 skins. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, SkinsMonkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about this site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, KOJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description. Alright guys, so now that we understand how to punish this in the most obvious manner, right, is when, you know, when there's a smoke and the T's are spamming, right? That's the first thing that I would really try to do, is utilize the synergization. It's a hard word. I don't even know if that's a real word. In that sort of sense, right? That's the easiest way. Same thing if we're in middle here, is we smoke off mid. For some reason, they're giving us info, like they're sitting through here and trying to spam and stuff. Well, dude, like, this is the easiest way to start developing this type of game sense, because at the end of the day, this is almost like a game sense. It's like understanding how to use our utility when they're giving us these clues, right? But what you guys can start to do next is picking up patterns in the game and reads, right? So if I know my opponent is jumping into Mexi every single round, I can do this next level play. And I also have a nade stack that I use with my team, so we throw 2 nades. But I can throw my smoke mid really early, and the other team is like, yo, why are they smoking mid so early? And then, okay, I completely missed it, because of course when we're recording, we're never gonna hit our nades. But I can synergize this nade and destroy this guy as he's getting in the Mexi, right? And I can get a free 50 damage on the round. And I even missed the nade, so I didn't end up popping. I guess this is what happens when you switch to full-time content, guys. You start missing the nades that you were throwing in team play. Yeah. But you get the point. We smoke mid and we have a nice little birthday present that lands on top of Mexi here, and we finally hit it, all because of the game sense in reading the situation, right? This isn't possible without having these next level ideas, because what a lot of people just use their nades for is, like, they're like, oh, I see guys running at me, I will throw nade. And that can be a fair way to use it. But if we can do this predictive nade throwing, it's going to be the evolution of us. But guys, it's not just smokes and nades. That's not the only way to synergize utility. There's even more, right? And there's even better ways. So on Inferno, the easiest way, and I love Inferno because it makes all of these points so easy to understand. The easiest way on Inferno, guys, is if you throw like a close molly right here, and then you throw a nade behind it. Why are, you know, same thing here. If we somehow molly them off, they're sprinting up B, we molly them off there, boom, we drop a little birthday present behind it, molly and then nade behind it, because again, we have them all funneled behind this little temporary wall, because it's a temporary wall of damage. That's all it is. They're behind this wall, they're waiting, they want to go in, they want to do all these things, and then that's the freest nade damage of your life when you can do this. Same thing in middle, guys. Literally same thing here in brackets. You mollied them off. Well, here's a nice little birthday present, right? Same thing in lane here. Oh, you know, we were on site, right? Like say we're on site, we mollied them off. Okay, well that NA nades, bro. Am I right? NA nades. You know, we mollied them off. Mini pit's probably a better example. We mollied them off. They're running in lane. Boom, easy. Nade behind them. Damage control. Crowd control them. Easy stuff to do, right? So synergize the nade and smoke, nade and molly. It's so easy. It's so good to do. And that's essentially what these two pieces of utility are. They create a wall, a barrier, and in different ways that makes it so the enemy team doesn't want to go through it. They want to wait it out. So, you know, it's just so good. And guys, again, you're not synergizing utility even in the simplest way. Look at the new CS2 mechanic. One of the things you can do is if you threw a smoke, right? And I don't suggest you do this all the time, but if you threw a smoke, guys, you can set up your teammate with a little nade pop. Boom, we throw this nade for them, and of course it probably didn't hit either. You know, it kind of worked, but we throw a nade for our teammate to blow it open and expose everything that's within it, right? And not enough of us are doing this still. We're not utilizing the mechanics of this game properly, and we're not surprising our enemies by doing these kind of things. You can synergize these two pieces of utility in a good way, and even synergize with the other team's utility. If they smoke off arch, one thing we can do is throw our own nade here and then peek with it. We surprise them because we took these two pieces of utility and essentially turned them into something new with blowing it open like that. It's a really cool concept. So it's just some next level thinking that a lot of face at level 1 to level 6, 7, 8, even 9 players aren't thinking of. They're not doing these type of things, and it's really hurting them. But also, it doesn't just have to be damage nades, right? So if we throw a molly, right? We threw the molly, they're not going through it. We can utilize that with a flash, guys. We know they're all going to congregate in that area, and we can molly them off and flash them. Same thing here. A play that you might see some teams make is, you know, maybe they'll molly top card just to prevent, and it looks like the CTs are just trying to hold the other team off at that. But actually, in reality, they're sitting here because they're trying to get the other team to all group behind that, and they're trying to peek with it, right? They're trying to peek with this flash after everyone's grouping, running away from the molly, and boom, we flash and do this. So it can be really good to like gather your enemies where you want them, and then use your utility to push them all out, nade them, to flash peek them, to do all these things. It's so sick, right? Another way you'll see this molly and flash combo being used is in a more aggressive way. Is like, say we know somebody is sitting here in logs, right? Barrels, whatever you want to call it. We know somebody is here. We have the information, we have the read. Guys, one of the coolest things you can do is the first guy comes here, he mollies logs, and as he's throwing that molly, as that molly's coming in, when it lands, he has a teammate throwing a flash for him, right? And you can maybe throw something like this. Should work, yeah. You throw that flash because what's this molly doing? It's pushing anybody out into the open here. And then the flash comes in up here, and then you're peeking with it. Boom. This guy would not have gotten blinded, or even if he did, he can just tuck here. But now we're pushing someone to the open. The other flash is coming in. It's so good. If you're not doing this, you're missing out on the you know, next level part of Counter-Strike. You're missing out on the next level that is so good. And ultimately too, last thing I'm going to talk about in this video, go ahead and schedule coaching services, guys. If you want to work with me, I'd love to help you out. I've made a second channel recently where I do some demo review of my students to help teach people. I'd love for you to check out that channel and be one of the first subscribers over there. The last way we're going to use utility is if we ever drop a defensive smoke, right? I guess Pit's a better example here, right? If we ever are taking contact and we drop some sort of defensive smoke in front of us to give ourselves room, guys, that can be another way to just use utility together. We flash peek with it because look from their perspective. Where's that flash coming from, right? Like it comes from nowhere. So we can start to throw flashes and do things that are so much more surprising because the smoke is covering the trajectory of the flash. The utility is so cool to use. We drop a defensive smoke on site here when, you know, maybe we do it from this side. And again, even if they see the flash coming, the fact that they're not seeing it until late is really hard to turn from, right? When a flash is just out in the open and exposed, it's pretty easy to turn from. But when half of its lifespan is obstructed by that smoke, well, now it becomes really challenging to understand where the flash is coming from or what's going on. So you'll see this happen a lot, right? So like, you know, say the T's throw a wrap smoke through here, right? They're throwing a wrap. One thing that you can do as a CT is take advantage of that and flash for your teammate that's going to be an arch, because usually they might be able to turn from something like that, but boom, we flash with it, we peek, and they have no chance. Tell me if you have any chance to turn from this. Like, what? You know what I mean? So it's so cool to do stuff like this because we know that they can't see the flash coming. I want you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's a pleasure teaching you all these mechanics. and teaching you all this new good stuff. Like I said, check out that second channel. It means so much to me if you subscribe over there. You made it this far in the video. You guys are amazing people. Go ahead and comment down below your favorite Counter-Strike 2 skin so that I know you made it to the end. And I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace out. Peace out.